So gave me some good luck in this draft here. I'm gonna pull up your deck first. We both built decks. They're pretty similar in what we have, and I'm gonna let you explain your deck first, and I'll just talk about the small differences I have with my deck.
All right, sure. I'm gonna pull mine up again.
And just to clarify for the people in chat, this is both decks should be viable up to the master rank. I've used mine. I'm actually up to 2063 MMR now, if you noticed. So definitely put it through the gauntlet of battles on ranked before bringing it to you guys.
All right, and you got yours pulled up on.
Yeah, I have yours pulled up on screen right, cool. Now.
I got Twitch open so I can see. Okay, cool.
So yeah, just talk a little bit about like the key parts of the deck, you know, general strategy and key things that if the people piloting the deck are able to pay attention to and do correctly, they should be able to pilot this deck to victory.
Yeah, so basically the focus, obviously Zeus for me would be gods. So the focus with this one was usually I just use the gods as the spells for controlling the board. I feel like you said in Arena, it's really hard for Zeus to control the board, and the way he does it is mostly with his war cries, and on her definitely can hurt you.
Totally.
But beyond and on her, I feel like you should get really good control with this kind of deck over here. The whole purpose of it is to just have all your 4 drops and beyond, well, and also Nemesis. There's going to be more of your counts for creatures that come out and have an emphasis on the board. That's why I went with 2 Athenas. So I went with the Artemises and the Thanatos, and obviously the new Poseidon is really, really good. So it just synergizes really well with that. The 2 Shakanas to kind of re-get your war cries, and then also handle with any nonsense that might come out to mess with you on it. And then I used the Scylla and the Arene. Those are your early drops to kind of get out and deal with stuff, because it's good to have spells built into your creatures, but you also need and the Marksman and Brontes, of course. But you also need something to either make trades with or kill things with, and that's what I used those ones for. I think having a range with charge is extremely valuable. There's almost nowhere anybody can hide except for the corners, and that's why I chose Scylla over Apollos for this deck. I think Apollos is also a great card if you want to. If anybody's creating a ranked Zeus, you're more than welcome to switch out stuff with it. But for me, I always also like having one of those, this could be awesome or this could suck kind of card to have in your hand, and that's why I went with the Phantom Grasp. Just because it could really, really mess over someone's big play or big hero. I think it's awesome to grab, like if you're fighting a Bellona, grabbing a Sylvanas with Phantom Grasp the next turn is pretty awesome. Especially to have him right over there on their side too.
I would say that usually is such a big swing in tempo and board control at once. You probably win off that play alone.
Well, yeah, it's like when it comes to that, I feel like I didn't put any Deicides in here, so I feel like this is the execute mixed in with taking the card at the same time. That's why it is a legendary. It's worth the 2 extra mana, in my opinion. Definitely can do that swing. And then Fire Giant, it's Fire Giant.
Yeah, he's still, I wouldn't say he's overpowered at this point. He's still like very strong. He was overpowered with Cleave, but now
Cleave.
it's
my goodness. My goodness. A lot of the legendaries in neutral were phenomenal. I feel like I feel like out of all the ones that have been nerfed, Fire Giant's still viable. You don't see nearly as many Hydras at all. Like, and I think both Hydras have been really, really toned down after they've been patched.
I think so too, and I don't think they're quite in like Kronos level of shit tier, but they definitely went from top, like especially the poisonous Hydra was like you wanted that in every rush deck you were playing. It just because it was so good on curve in forcing your opponent to just take damage or deal with a beastly creature that by itself in terms of cost was strong without its its ability.
Yeah, and I think in my opinion, I think both of the cards need some love again. They're it's funny, like I got both of the cards just as they got nerfed, so I didn't even get to experience the love with them that much either. But yeah, no, I feel like Hydra, the way he already is built, getting it on the 5-drop, it doesn't have the same effect, not even nearly as much. I think they should either just change the way the mechanic works with the poison, or have something different. They definitely don't feel legendary anymore.
Yeah, especially the poisonous Hydra.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and the one card that I was kind of questioning in my own deck, but I see you have it in your deck too, so I'm going to ask you, what made you choose Enyo over the other power 5-drops that are available right now? She's your only 5-drop here.
Yes. So Enyo, I went with Enyo mainly because when you play Arane, most people are going to try to do something to deal with it right away, nuke it or something. If they don't, though, I feel like Enyo is something that scales so great with so many of the other creatures, especially if you got Brontes out, Scylla, especially Scylla. You can get to a lot of surprises with that flag, and really throw off the enemy. I think, even if you draw Scylla later, if you have enough mana to empower Scylla, she'll be 2, and then she'll be at 3. It's a 3 ranged with charge, which, it's basically I can hit 3 damage anywhere on the board except if you hit something in the corner,
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
I just like the synergy with it, along with, the spiderlings and things like that. Little guys that you can mass up. It just goes well with it, with the flag.
No, I really like the deck, and I'll definitely be giving it a couple goes myself. Probably take it to some casuals first to learn how to pilot it better, but I definitely think I can take this to a couple wins in the master rank right now. It's a really nice deck.
No, thank you.
Alright, I'm going to briefly go over the deck that I brought you guys. Again, it's pretty similar to his, but we have some cards that are a little different here in how we chose to build around the curve. So here's my deck. And there's one big difference, and I'll go right down to the bottom to to let you guys know. That big difference is Juggernaut. I wanted to build a deck that didn't have Fire Giant on purpose, because I've had a lot of people talk to me on Hot G top decks. Oh, what do I do if I don't have this? And a lot of people don't have the legendaries right now. So I tried to build a pretty cheap deck. Enyo you can get out of that the pack that you buy. So her and Poseidon, I just figure, hey, you're gonna get it if you buy the game, Everything else is really, really cheap. Commons and rares. And again, it follows a very similar strategy to what DeathSaint built. The only difference being Juggernaut and Sanctuary. And I like to run 2 Argus and 2 Brontes here. I kind of front load on my 3s and 4s. Just like him, I only have 1 5. But my end game in Juggernaut can get incredibly powerful. And just because I have this end game like combo of Juggernaut and Sanctuary, that's not to think that Sanctuary is just for that, okay? Because the other thing I really like it for is with Scylla. If you can use your Sanctuary and keep her in a dangerous area, you get a kill off of the initial summon, Sanctuary her, get another kill after that. There's usually not many things standing at that point. So
yeah, that's a great one.
Yeah, I really like the one Sanctuary in the deck, and if you draw into it late game while you have a Juggernaut on the board, I don't think I've ever lost a game after I've played that combination of cards, and it's incredibly fun when you're smashing apart.
Yeah, no, actually, honestly, I wasn't even thinking about Juggernaut and Sanctuary. That is an awesome combo. That just seems hilarious.
Yeah. So it's a really fun deck. Again, I've got some wins in the master rank. So this is the top level you can be, and I've had pretty good success with this deck, and hopefully you guys will have a little success with it yourself. All right, so I'm going to be pulling up the collection now.